I'm Peter Shaffron with The Other Magazine. We're here at the Cannabis Collective Retreat in Saugerties, New York. We're joined today by Ryan Pratzner, Senior Market Manager of Airo Brands. Hello, Ryan.
What's up, Peter? Thank you guys very much for having us on. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Let's get right into it. Airo has been at the forefront of vape hardware technology. What innovations are changing the way people are consuming cannabis?
For us, at least, it really is about, what is happening with our hardware with it too. Since we're a proprietary brand, we have specific battery pod system. With ours, our latest innovations, we're able to get our, our actual magnetic connectors to perfectly get the temperature for each oil because we don't want it to burn, we don't want it to clog or anything. So it's really those kind of next steps when, especially proprietary industry in the cannabis industry, you got to really be able to say like, hey, here's why our product, our brand is just a little bit different. Like here's our edge when it comes to that.
You can show them what this looks like here.
This is what it looks like right here. I got a nice little lanyard for it too. But they are like very like just convenient everything. Nice magnetic, snaps right in. And what I was mentioning about like the temperature too, there are color coded. So you'll be able to see like silver is for like a distillate temperature. This black chrome is for live resin. We have a nice rose gold for like our rosin and solventless series. Goes for people that like really get into like the different kind of oils, whether dabbing, cartridges. They really start to pay attention to like where is that perfect temperature to heat it up at, because you don't want to burn it, especially rosin. That's usually the premium product right now, in the industry. We want to make sure people are getting the best vape experience when it comes to our brand, at least.
So when we talk about cartridges and vapes, historically there's been a lot of problems with manufacturing with the hardware. How has Airo overcome those problems?
100%. Very happy you asked that too, because we've seen like the blocks of like the nicotine things with the wiring and cotton in and whatnot. And as we've gotten just more knowledgeable, we've seen like some of those metal atomizers where they leave like the microtoxins, the micrometals that go in as you smoke it. We of course have never delved into that. We've always used a ceramic atomizer, which is just, it just heats up more over the process of it, like evenly heats up the oil there. And from our wicks too, like we're not using cotton wicks, which really like burn up and causes that like funky taste. We use natural cellulose fiber. So just like refined plant matter that we build it to be more like resin retention with it too. Because we understand like this stuff is going in your lungs, right? It's really important to us. That's like, hey, like we want you to know like this is exactly how we make it, how we designed it, why we designed it this way, to make sure you feel comfortable and safe if you're inhaling one of our products.
And what are we looking for? What are we looking at in Airo? New stuff coming out?
Yes, that is also like, this is a fantastic event for us because I think it's going to be the first week of July. We're going to be switching our entire menu over to our solventless series. We just came into a new like proprietary method specific to Airo. So we're able to get our like pricing at, I think it's like $60 for 1 gram cartridge for full solventless oil. And that's kind of what we see in New York and a bunch of other states too that we're in, that the attention to rosin, live resin is getting just more in the forefront of it, where people are willing to spend an extra $10, $20 for a good quality product that they know is just, one of the most pure ways you can get the plant. See like some of these like solventless things. So I'm really happy to announce we're coming out with like the 1 gram pods, 1 gram disposables, 2 gram disposables as well. Just because if we are going to go into disposable, like thinking of like, waste and all that, we want to make sure people are getting the bang for their buck with it too. So that's why we kind of kept expanding our sizes to just, match what the industry wants and what our consumers want as well.
And how do you educate consumers to show them what's a good cartridge and what's not so good cartridge?
And, love being able to talk about this because, my position, as you said, senior market manager. Sometimes I see in other companies, they're just more work from home guys. At Airo, like I'm still going into dispensaries, doing pop-ups, doing the vendor days and everything, because it's so important to connect with the staff at the dispensary. So they, they might have tried it out, they might like our product, but actually talking to me, like actually getting them, amped up about it helps them sell. And also talking to different customers, just seeing like what issues they've had with vaping or what they're looking for in a product. Because I don't really like to talk bad about other brands. Like we're in the cannabis industry, I'm happy for everyone that's in here, even if they are a competitor of some sort. It's more of just like, you're having this specific issue. Here's how we can help. Here's how we designed this battery to assist with some of those issues.
And you're working with other premium brands, correct?
Airo, at least in New York, it is fully us right now too, which I'm very happy. It's just like, we have done like the co-packing or the partnerships in some other states. And that's all, like, our partners are phenomenal, because they are taking the risk of like, hey, it's a proprietary product. Like, are people going to be interested in it? I think we're in like 26 to 28 states right now.
Great.
I'm very happy to see is how much we can expand for a company. Like, I think we only have like 70, 75 people right now spread across that too. So getting a great partner in some of these states is so critical to us. And, they have to be willing to work with us on, how we want to do pricing promos. But for the most part, we just show them other data from other states, tell them like, hey, this is how we do well, and bring it in. But New York's been nice because our founders are Staten Island, born and raised Brooklyn boys, like they're all New York guys too. So it has been nice getting into where like Airo really has its roots, like in just not really the industry, but just the culture and living up to it.
I'm going to take my crystal ball out for a second.
All right.
Tell me what's down the line. What's new technology that we're going to see in the next couple of years?
The biggest thing I would say is like we've kind of launched this in some other states, but getting into the edible game because the vapes from the disposables to the proprietary has been Airo's known brand. We're now transitioning into also edibles, which we call Airo, which is just Airo spelled backwards. I think one of our marketing people looked at our shirt in the mirror and was just like, oh my gosh, that's a great name for our edibles. But it is cool to see how we're expanding not just from vapes into the edible market using live resin terpenes, live rosin terpenes as well. Because once, like with edibles, you sometimes see the 10 milligram, 20 milligram. But once you start getting into like, hey, these are live resin terpenes, live rosin terpenes, it has CBN in it, CBG. It helps the consumer know like this is a specific product that's going to help me out with this. Like I know I'm not just going to get buzz. We're going to feel like the effect, the actual potency of what we're looking for when we're shopping for marijuana and cannabis.
Well, thank you, Ryan. Let me end with my regular last question. What's in your stash?
What's in my stash? It is a little bit of everything. Especially like New York, I'm just getting like, moved into it and like checking out all these brands. Wild is a great one for me. I love those edibles. The heirloom drinks, I've become a big drink guy recently too. Flower wise, it's usually just like, hey, let me see the best deal, the right terpenes, THC, and of course, 1,000 Airo samples too. So I am never running out of those too. But hey, Peter, thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.